Welcome to I'll Marry You, a podcast with me, Olivia Coleman, full of tips and tricks from the UK wedding scene, interviews with industry experts, and a whole lot of oversharing.
Please stand by for a message from Olivia Coleman. To my beloved listeners, if you are watching this on the popular format YouTube, you'll notice I am not providing video or audio. Instead, in front of you are a montage of images from happier times as producer Drew reads out this statement from me. I want to first apologise for releasing this week's episode a day late. Secondly, I want to extend my deepest, sincerest appreciation to those of you whom are listening and continue to show your love and support during this difficult time. The episode you are about to listen to was pre-recorded. This intro is up to the minute. I, Olivia Coleman, celebrant to many, podcaster to plenty, wife to one, lover to three, and friend to all, am still pregnant. Even though I have 10 days until the official due date, my manifestation to give birth naturally, early, and without complication or indeed significant pain has failed me. I have also been struck down by a seasonal flu seemingly affecting us all. I am huge, I am miserable, I am eating chocolate like it is an actual food group. This morning I spoke aloud to the bottle of Bailey's in my drinks cabinet. I whispered, "Not long." If I can ask any more from you, my devoted listeners, alongside your already boundless patience and commitment, it is to mourn my old self with grace and hope that one day soon, the part of my anatomy that has done me proud thus far will once again perform miracles and create human life. Godspeed. See you next Tuesday. So, there we have it, and no RSVP this week either. Sorry. Liv is very under the weather. God bless her. So, I hope you enjoyed her brief statement, and as she always says, shall we begin?
Do you know what really pisses me off? People who buy themselves presents in December.
I got this on 30th, so suck my ass.
Okay, well, still, people who buy themselves presents at Christmas time.
It's not a present.
What is it?
It's a I needed it thing.
What kind of earpods are they?
What make?
Yeah.
Beats, but they're cheap Beats.
I got Beats.
Yeah, nice.
That's my story.
Yeah, good chat. How are you? How's the pregnancy?
Have you seen that I'm wearing a festive?
I wasn't going to say
blanket?
anything about it because until you attack my hair, but now I can say that's the sort of blanket you get in the same markets where you get the wolf jumpers. So
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little cold here, and we can't afford to put the heating on.
No, but it looks like you're giving birth to a snowman from my angle. It's quite
It might
upsetting.
be.
Yeah.
I'm still pregnant.
Yes, can see. Glowing.
I'm so. If I'm honest, I'm really miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Thank you for asking. It's hard work. No one enjoys the last. Some people enjoy pregnancy. I don't particularly, but no one enjoys the last few weeks. It's torture. It's actual human, physical, emotional torture.
Yeah. But I can't relate. But I feel
No, absolutely. You just listen to me.
Yeah.
And so I had a midwife appointment yesterday, and bearing all this in mind, that even though this episode is coming out in only a week's time, where I could have my little bundle of joy.
Yeah. Oh Christ.
Right now, as we are, this is how I am. This is where I am emotionally. I had a midwife appointment yesterday, and I love my midwife. She's so nice. And as she was came to get me from the waiting room, I started bitching about James straight away.
Of course.
And I was like, I'm so sorry I'm late, because he was late because, he has to fix cars. And I was just whining and whining all the way into the room. And then as we sat down, she was like, so this today is an appointment about mental health? I was like, right, okay, excellent.
Oh,
and then I got a text message today that was like, we think maybe you'd benefit from talking therapies.
One of my buds just popped out. Fuck.
One of your what? Your bud?
My
Bums?
buds, these little jobbies. I don't really know.
The thing about earbuds is they're not universal. Everyone's ear holes are
No,
different.
I think I'd really struggle to keep tampons in me if I was a girl because earphones
That's
don't stay
so
in my ears
cheeky.
very well.
What's going on? You're being ruder than I am.
I'm ill, poorly.
What's wrong with you? You got man flu.
No, it's I thought it might have been the dreaded, but it seems to work its way through me quite quickly. So
Dreaded.
it's just well, COVID. But
Chlamydia.
I thought it was I felt really rough over the weekend, but I'm fine now. Well, not fine. I just feel like shit. But yeah, no, all good.
It's going round though. James had a horrible chest infection last week, and he gave it to Lola, so she had the day off school yesterday.
Yeah, mine's been a
Um,
chesty
it's
situation.
a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah,
Are you impressed that I actually gave you a brief for this episode?
yeah, and I'm going to surprise
And
you
you've got
possibly.
thoughts.
I have. Well, it's relentlessly positive. My
Oh
thoughts. I know. I can try and bitch about some stuff if you'd like. To keep on
no, it's
theme.
all right. So last week's episode is all about extras at weddings,
Yeah. Who did you speak to?
and huh?
Who did you speak to about it? Was it an
Me,
industry?
me, myself, and I.
Oh, right. You've just chatted.
Solo show,
Uh-huh.
like a one-woman show, if you will.
Hmm.
And I spoke all about things that some people might deem are essential and some people might deem as extra. And
Yeah.
I do have, it turns out, unsurprisingly, quite strong opinions.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you? I'm sensing you're generally not in favour of extras.
No, waste of money. But
Interesting, because I'm very
what
much
would you
pro.
really?
I thought that might shock you.
Well, isn't this good? This is the whole point of having you on the podcast.
Yeah.
What I would say, the only, obviously you want more than this in the wedding day, but I would say the only absolute essentials you need
In
are
terms of
you.
extras. Oh, right. No.
No. In terms of like to get
Human
married, to have a
people.
wedding,
Yeah.
two human people,
Mm.
and someone to marry you.
Yeah. Yeah. But you'd be out of business
But
if those weren't the essentials. But yeah.
in theory, everything else is extra. But you see, obviously there is then the next tier of things that I would class as essential, such as an open bar.
Yeah, and a good band, I would say. But
Would
then
you say that's essential?
well, I think that was one of our main things was good music. But I thought when you meant extras, I thought you meant like, I don't know, garden games or all that sort of
Oh,
jazz,
jeez. If I have to see another fucking giant Jenga,
which we had at
or
our wedding. Yeah, no, but this is
or
the
a
thing.
giant Connect 4, I don't
We
care.
also
I'm
had
not
Giant
a
Connect 4.
child.
You must have had a shit time.
I didn't have a shit time.
No, so I'm really pro, especially that sort of thing, because I think obviously it depends on what you're going for. When you have a lot of people, I think those sort of collegiate things are quite good. Like we went to a wedding where they had cornhole, you know, that American game where you chuck a beanbag up a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun, and then you get to know people that way. Good jolly game of cornhole. And,
Well, it's
yeah,
not. It's
and it's fun. And it's fun to say.
Cornhole.
But
How
we had a lot of extras at our wedding. You might have noticed. And
right? Okay, hit me with your extras.
so, well,
And interestingly, you're saying it as extras. You're saying you wanted them and you like them, but you are calling them extras. Not
well,
essential.
I don't think we saw them as extras. We saw them as sort of finishing touches. Put it that way.
Yeah,
rather.
extras. Dipshit.
Um,
By the way, I've got a lot of rage. I don't know what's coming.
Yeah, no, I'm really
Please
glad we're
carry
doing this
on.
in the last fucking trimester. Hell's teeth. Like,
Try harder to be a bit
Yeah.
happier.
A bit like I shouldn't be relentlessly positive. No, we had, among other things, we had a guest book. You could see the rage burning in your eyes.
No, I was going to ask you about this because I don't remember it, obviously, because I was just a newt.
So
did I write it?
Yeah, and your husband.
What did I say?
Well, I can't remember, to be honest. So this is the thing. So we thought it would be lovely, and it's fun to look at. But basically, it was like a 60 quid guest book, you know, very pretty and very lovely, in the wedding theme. 100 pages, of which about 12 are written on, of which about 2 are coherent and not covered in red wine and other fluids. But it's some of the messages are fun. So like that's good. But I think.
So have you read it back? Where is it now in your house?
In the airing cupboard.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but we've read it a couple of times. And then what else we had? We had little mini Polaroids for people to take pictures, like little situation there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get on. I could. Yeah. Okay. How much was that?
I, they're
Money's
quite
no object.
expensive, the little cameras, and then the film.
Mm.
Um, so again, it is an expense, but there was fun. But then mainly we have sort of grainy selfies of people who are off their face.
And what have you done with those? With
We
those?
actually made them into a photo album. So
And where's the photo album? Next to the guest book in the airing cupboard.
no, the photo album's in the sitting room next to the main wedding album. Thank you very much. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Aren't you a treat?
No, I can kind of get on board with that.
Yeah, clearly. I think if you knew this was all going to be there, you wouldn't have come. And then we had Deck 4 and Jenga just for you. And then what else did we have? We had a bit of croquet, but yeah, which I think's great.
Well, yeah, obviously, I'm a big fan of the croquet.
Mm.
But what I will say with your garden games thing is that you had a lot of children at your wedding.
Well, we had children, but we also had a lot of guests, some of which wouldn't know each other necessarily. So we thought it would be quite a good way of getting people to meet.
So is that why you did it then, as like an icebreaker?
And also, like, they're long days. We wanted a long day anyway, but it was, they're 12-hour days often, and we didn't want people to sort of just be sitting around waiting for the next thing, and just, we wanted something for everyone.
My thinking there is that, not the kids. The kids, I think, if you have kids, you do need to have extras to keep them entertained. But my thinking there is that we're all adults.
Yeah.
Like I had a wonderful time, and I did not play a single garden game.
No, but you were pissed, like, as a newt. Yeah,
only at the end, I was. It was a slow, steady climb.
Yeah.
But my point is that I just think we're adults. We can just be left to our own devices.
Yeah, I mean, but I've been left to my own devices when there's little else to do other than drink and chat, and I do both of those things, well. But
very well.
It comes
Bravo to you, my friend.
It comes to a point where I was then sick in the B&B sort of thing, because it was just drinking, and and stuff. So
you're right. It is. Yeah. Okay. No, that's a good point.
I think things like, I mean, you mentioned to me like a petting zoo in your voice. Obviously, I think that's too much. That's ridiculous,
Well, that's the thing. It always makes me think of Mrs. Doubtfire. But you can hire like llamas.
Yeah, no, you don't need that. You don't need a llama at the wedding. Of the essentials.
No, you tell that to the llama.
Well, yeah, quite, the main character energy. But one thing we did do is a similar thing to a guest book after one wedding, was everyone got a number, and it was you had to write a message to the bride and groom on that anniversary. We didn't know the bride and groom that well, and we got their 14th anniversary, and it was kind of like, yeah, well, you probably haven't seen us in 14 years, but thank you for the memories and sort of thing. So that was what I did.
Was it a small wedding? Because otherwise you're going to end up writing their 100th anniversary.
Well, this is the thing. I think it was like a random allocation. I think you sort of a lottery that we. But yeah, so there's
and also there might have been maybe a few ones or a few sixes, whatever.
Yeah. I'm sure
that's quite a nice idea.
Oh, look who's coming around.
No, but do you know what it is though? It's things that don't take up a lot of time, energy, or cost.
Yeah.
In life, but in extras, that I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I mean they weren't for us; they were for our guest. That was the thing. Like we bought the stuff, and then it was just like, have a bit of fun if you want it, sort of thing. But I would say that probably the uptake of the guest book and the uptake of the pictures wasn't like total. Like there's lots of pictures of the same people who obviously are having and lots of photos. Not many people were photographed or wrote in the guest book. But I would do it again.
Your wedding favours were very good. Tell the people what they were.
Well, that was something we both said we wouldn't necessarily do. The messages in the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed like a really nice idea, and it was a nice idea. But we wrote everyone an individual.
You wrote personalised messages to every guest, didn't you?
Yeah, and where we could do mostly personalised messages for most of the people, there was some where we sort of, thanks for coming.
Said what? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Can't wait to celebrate with you. Which I still think is nice, and would be happy if I got it. But one guest who will remain nameless complained that theirs wasn't personalised enough.
No, was it me?
No, it wasn't you. So Given the form you're on now, I wouldn't be surprised.
I
So,
I've still got my message.
yeah. Some people have kept them. There was quite a few left over on the Sunday. We were like, well, fuck you. That took about 7 hours. But
Well, this is it. You see, when I used to work at the venue, every Saturday and Sunday morning, I would spend up to an hour
yeah,
roaming the grounds of the venue, just picking up wedding favours.
I do like wedding favors as an extra. I've been to
Do you?
other.
I'm very against them.
It depends on what
Yeah.
they are, I suppose. But like, there's
What's a
or
good one? What do you like?
well, booze is always fun, or like a little like
Yeah.
seeds, something to plant.
Oh, stop it. You like when someone puts the pouch of seeds that says, let your love grow?
I'll admit that one was designed to stir up some controversy. So I just wanted to
No,
see how
that's
you'd react.
absolutely, I don't believe you at all. That's
No,
ridiculous.
no, but I think it's a nice thing to do.
I did
Um,
have a bride once who was very into crochet or knitting or something like that.
yeah,
And it wasn't a huge wedding, maybe 40 or 50 guests. And she was very crafty and she handmade everyone their own thing.
wow.
And
I mean, if you've got time
yeah,
in
I
the build
mean,
up to your wedding, then go for it. But sure.
well, this is it, you see. So that was like a fun thing for her. Also, do you know what I do like? If I was having a wedding close to Christmas, I would gift everyone
Mince pie.
a Christmas decoration.
Yeah, that's nice, like a bauble.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that could double as their name place.
Well, this is it. If you have to be clever about these things. One of the things I like, and I've been to weddings, is that the bride and groom have a picture of you with them as your place name. I thought that was really cool. And
Yes,
obviously,
that is cool.
I like that as a touch because that's kind of we actually got one on our fridge currently. I know it's not. Yeah.
But what if you don't, like you say, the people you didn't really know that were at your wedding? And
Yeah.
like, I don't have pictures with all my old friends. Like
No,
my
no.
parents
I think
did.
you'd have to comb the archives or do a bit of Photoshop maybe. But if you can, I think that's a really nice thing to do.
I do think that. Could you imagine if you did a Photoshop one of you in like Granny Sal by the pyramids?
Yeah. No, I think that's a really nice touch. Yeah, the message in the bottle was a serious undertaking.
It was lovely because it had shown that you'd actually really taken time. As a guest, it made me feel appreciated.
Yeah. I'll tell you who the guest
Even
was
if I
off air if you want.
What do you? Is it someone I know?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's my dad. So what? It's your uncle. What are your thoughts on the wedding newspaper thing?
What how in what context? What's a wedding?
Well, like people, I don't know if you've had it in the weddings that you've been to in the last few years, but it's quite a thing now. A wedding newspaper, so it's literally it'll be like
read all about it. That sort of thing. Like,
yeah.
The
Snell Herald, and it'll be like the front page is a picture of you and Ali, and then it'll be like their bio. And then it'll be like there might be a little crossword in there.
Do people each get a copy of that then? Is that the form?
Yeah.
Oh,
they put them on each seat, like you're in the bloody tube.
So, I as for a wedding extra, I'm not a fan. Ali did me a for our paper anniversary, our first one. She did me a newspaper, but it wasn't like an extra read all about it. It was just like photos basically. It wasn't. It was in a newspaper format. But I think that's. I mean, yeah. I'm always what I was really conscious about was I didn't want people to think we were dicks. Like that's the big consideration. Like
what, you and Ali, or you and me now talking about it?
Well, I think that ship sailed with us, to be honest. No, I mean like Ali and I we didn't want people to think we were like being like bridezilla-ish or diva-ish or whatever.
Self-indulgent.
Yeah, self-indulgent, exactly. So a newspaper spread saying read all about it. For me, no. I don't mind, but some people might say, mini Polaroids is a fucking waste of money, which I accept.
Okay, so here's an interesting one for you because you, and this has got real potential for us both to sound like dicks.
Okay.
Again, people
feels like a trap. Yeah.
It is a trap, but an interesting one because you, for those of you might have forgotten, listeners, but Alex and I got married in the same church.
So separately,
separately, yeah. Although we are cousins from Herefordshire.
Yeah.
But the reception venues were very close by, but not the same venue. Anyway, so transport.
Yeah.
Because I think that having a fancy car to drive you somewhere that no one's going to see you,
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. But then
So
you and I both had a nice car, and
yeah,
we were
but this is
going
going to
for
make us. I know why we're going to sound like dicks, but we're lucky enough
I
to
know.
know people that have these cars, so it wasn't like a.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think if you pay lots of money to get a Ferrari to take, and you have no connection to a Ferrari or anything, do you know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't get a Ferrari to drive me down a country lane half a mile, just to
No.
for the sake of it. I mean, like Ali's neighbours had a, oh shit, my buds had a.
You've got a dodgy ear.
I know, see, it pops things right out. They had a I think it was a Rolls Royce or something. So here they offered it, which is
Oh, I
very
think it
sweet.
was an old Rolls Royce.
What did you go in? Bentley?
A Bentley.
Yeah, kiss me.
What of it?
I'm sorry, Slumdog Millionaire over here. Yeah, no, but I agree. I think having a shiny car for the sake of a very short journey wouldn't be what I'd go for, probably.
But then you did have pictures taken with it, didn't you? Yeah, but those pictures are very nice. And also, the car, your wedding was a very traditional English wedding.
Yeah.
So having a vintage Rolls Royce was fitted, whereas
I'm not having this from you from the Bentley. I think Bentley's a posher, aren't they? Surely.
I don't know. Let's put that out there to the listeners.
Either way, people aren't thinking we're not dicks right now. I don't think
Well,
having our Bentley Rolls Royce fight.
On last week's episode, I spent the first 10 minutes talking about my gap year. So I think if people didn't think I was a dick,
Where did you go to Fiji?
I did.
On your gap year?
Yes, I did. I went to Fiji.
Excellent.
You did not have a photo booth?
No. They're really expensive, which is why we did the Kodak thing. I've been to a wedding with a photo booth with props and stuff, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So
Do you
like,
think
yeah,
you get involved? Is that something you would do as a guest?
Yeah, if it's got props and stuff, I think they're always quite popular. Those things.
Really? Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
I just hate being forced entertainment.
I understand the forced entertainment argument, I do, but I kind of think that if they create stuff you can look back on, such as photo booths or guest books, I think that's your sort of.
And also nowadays, quite a lot of like back in the day when photo booths first became a thing, it was very like not even kitsch, very like English rustic wedding. It was that vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas now a lot of them are really cool and are more like Polaroidy and for social media.
Yeah. I mean, like the one we went to was just like a bag of props, like big glasses and signs saying like cheers and all that sort of stuff. And it was fun. We got involved. But then I guess the bride and groom can look at it and say, oh, look how much fun people had at our wedding.
How do you feel about singing waiters?
Violently against, I think, would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, it's
Have you ever
I know.
with one?
No, I only Benedictos. Do you remember Benedictos in Malvern, where the waiters used to sing as they brought you like your lasagna? Here's your lasagna. Yeah,
like they do in TGI Fridays when it's someone's birthday.
I have PTSD because I used to do a TGI Friday birthday where they make you stand on the table and oh god, I can't.
I don't think normally you're meant to stand on the table, Al.
No?
No.
I'm so extra. I didn't even
Oh,
realise.
you want me to stand on the table? Oh, all right then.
Lapping up. No, they make you stand on the table or on a chair at least.
No, not
What
anymore.
TGIs you went to?
Health and safety. What did you do? I can't remember if you did those little boxes that people put in the portaloos.
What? No. What is that?
People put. I should know because I spent half an hour having a little power nap in your portaloo. People make up boxes and put them in the portaloos of like deodorant, gum, condom.
No, I don't want to entice people to fornicate at our wedding. I would say safely and with minty fresh breath, but I don't.
So music.
Oh,
then,
one thing we did have at a friend's wedding, in the rooms where the guests are staying, they put some what's the stuff you have for hangovers? The next one, Alka-Seltzer or aspirin. There was like a little care package on the pillows for guests who might have overindulged, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So that is absolutely an extra, but that would have cost like 10 quid in B&M, and that is a fun thing to have, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I thought it was a cool touch. I think it's anything that makes guests think you're thinking of them. I think is really cool, and that's all Ali wanted, was her guests to have a good time. I said as much in my speech. Like, all she really, really genuinely was only concerned about whether people enjoyed it or not really about herself. Obviously, she wanted to look nice, which she did, obviously, but like, she only cared about other people having a good time. Didn't want them to get bored.
It's so fun. I would say 99% of the time when I go to the bride or groom before the ceremony and I say, "Are you nervous?" they will say, "I just want everyone to have a good time."
Yeah, sure. Because
They're
it's
not
kind of
nervous
like,
about getting married, or they're not nervous about them or their partner. It's about other
no.
people.
Yeah, and I think probably, if you were going to be a real traditionalist about it, like, maybe people have lost sight of what it's all for, But like, if you can have a day where obviously your love is celebrated and people have a great time, then wicked. But I think weddings are like a whole different beast these days, aren't they? Like, it's
What I would argue now is that I would want a good time and I don't really care about other people.
well, yeah. One thing I would if I was doing it all again, or I would say to people if they want like to find cost saving measures, I think food is where I would go
Oh, really?
basic. Mm,
So what
yeah,
would you do
I think
differently then?
I wouldn't do anything differently. We had nice food, but it wasn't like break the bank. Um,
Yeah.
I think like wedding catering, we got quotes from anywhere from like a few thousand to 20,000 quid. And I'm like, I just don't, I'm not going out, I'm not going to a wedding for a 3-course meal. I'm going to a wedding to get pissed, have a dance and see friends and stuff. I think.
I think it's very hard to do mass catering very, very well.
Yeah.
And
And for
obviously
a decent price.
there are people that do it, obviously. And I've been to weddings, normally where I only get to the point of the canapes. That's really all I care about. But they are like,
Yeah, quite. All I want is a prawn cocktail and a glass of champagne. I'm done.
I went to a kids' party the other day. They had a whole spread for the grown-ups, and she had bloody
Yeah.
pre-made prawn cocktail and a vol au vent.
Oh, the old ways are the best, honestly. Cheese and pineapple, absolute class.
They
Yeah.
didn't, but I bloody love a cheese and pineapple. Do you remember
I
when you would
know.
have the pineapple and you put it upside down and then you put no, hang on, is that right? And you put the cheese in to be the spikes.
What?
Is that right?
Like a hedgehog?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like classic 70s dinner party. Yeah, that's what you want.
We're not that old, Al.
I haven't seen a vol au vent since I was about 9 at Bromsgrove Road Village Hall, but do they still exist? Are there vol au vents out in the world?
There are. They're coming up to Christmas.
What was in them? What do you put it? I can't remember. Is it like paste?
Coronation chicken.
Oh, fuck yeah. Coronation chicken vol au vent. Don't threaten me with a good time. That sounds amazing.
Do you know what I thought the other day? I thought the other day, if I was going to get married again tomorrow for my pudding, I'd have Muller Corner.
No, oikos peach.
Really?
Change your life. Oh,
Really?
change your life.
Do you eat kefir?
I don't know what that is. Kefir?
No, not kefir. Quark.
Are you just insulting me in different languages? What?
No,
What's quark?
It's like a thing for your gut.
No, like Yakult.
I don't know.
Those little milkshakes that taste like biology. Grim.
What about
my only other extra example? Or do you want to? Yeah.
No, you
was
go.
we
give it a try.
we went to I'm just trying to show you how much research I've
I know.
done.
I'm proud of you.
The only other thing I could think of that we had aside from the stuff we covered was there was a quiz at a wedding we went to, which was fun.
Yeah. So what type of quiz? How did that come about?
So each table you get everyone has the same question, and it kind of it was really cleverly done actually. It was like for people who knew her in her childhood, there were questions like that, questions from people who knew her at school, university, and then professionally and stuff, and then like general trivia stuff. Yeah, and so that was really fun. And each table had and then the winning table got a prize, I think. Or
so it wasn't out loud, like it was like you do it whilst you're having dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of, but again, it was really good interactive. But we were on a table with, I think, exclusively barristers, and it was quite stuffy. A bit. Like they were nice.
It makes you feel guilty straight away.
Made me feel stupid. Like really stupid.
Darling, you could have been sat on the table on your own, darling.
Yeah, no, I know. But Ali and I, it was like that Bridget Jones bit where she goes to the law quiz, and so when there was like, and Ali obviously knew this girl from when they were really little, so it was like, what was Beth's favorite like place to go on holiday when she was little, and Ali knew all the answers, so we smashed these barristers. We were like, "Fuck you!" But yeah, it
Fuck
was
you intelligent high
yeah,
earner.
yeah.
But see, okay, so
Dreadful.
that's a good one, and I do think again, if you've got lots of people from different walks of your life, and you've
Yeah,
got a lot of people who don't know each other, because some weddings are literally like family, and then if they went to uni together, for example,
yeah,
everyone knows everyone.
yeah,
It's only like a tiny handful of people that don't know each other, so it's not necessary. But if
yeah.
if you're from different areas of the country, different jobs, different whatever, and people don't know each other, I do think something to get people talking.
Yeah, interactive stuff I think is really important personally, because I think like you can go to a wedding if you don't know many people, then that's a perfect way of doing it. Booze and
Yeah.
something like that. I'm a big advocate of these extras, I'm afraid. So, sorry to upset you,
No,
but
you've
I know.
kind of changed my mind a bit. What about things like poker tables and magicians? What about
No,
magicians?
that can get in the bin. I think that's all shite. I don't want a magician. Look, I think if people want it, then fine, of course. But like, I think that's the sort of thing where like it's not a village fete, you know. It's no, but like,
Magicians
I think
actually make me feel uncomfortable.
they freak me out.
You
I'm
can't
with you.
see Alex, but he's shaking his head.
No, well, anything like that, clowns or magicians, yeah, that
Oh my
freaks
God,
me out.
clowns. Who on
Yeah,
earth would have a clown at their wedding?
yeah, yeah.
Although,
I
actually, I did do a wedding recently, and they got engaged in Las Vegas, and they had an Elvis tribute act.
wow. I mean,
It was quite cool.
yeah, no, I have to imagine that was good. No, I think what I would say, if anyone's like, oh shit, what extras do we get? I would get stuff that involves your guests and gets people talking, and doesn't have to be expensive, like the garden Jenga that you railed
Did you
against was only
hire
about
that, or
30.
did you buy it?
Yeah, 20 quid to hire it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't much. Um, and yeah, so
Maybe I'm
it was
just
that.
really uptight.
Yeah. But
Do you
weren't
think?
you playing with the kids near the Jenga thing at our wedding? I swear there's a picture of you like with them, or were they playing
Yeah,
together?
well, I
Or
was
was I
Nanny
can't.
McPhee at your wedding, wasn't
Yeah,
I? For a
yeah.
bit, I was Nanny McPheeing my way around the.
No,
I
I
really
think
was.
like yeah. We went to a wedding where I literally knew no one, barely even the bride. It was a friend of Ali, and
Is that the Indian wedding you went to?
no, they didn't have any extras. They had a big gap in the middle of it, but that's a whole different sort of sitch. But no,
Yeah.
this was a wedding in Cambridge somewhere, and I sort of went on this is a good few years ago. I went on a scrounge for a fag. So I wasn't smoking, but I had a few beers. You wanted a cigarette, sort of thing. So the groom was army, I think, and so he had quite a lot boisterous gang of mates, and they were all
Yeah.
playing that cornhole game. So I went there to nick a fag basically, and then I ended up in a game of cornhole. I never met these guys, but that was fun. Um, it's just stuff that gets your guests feeling like they're a part of something. I think that's what I would say.
What you're right, and I think also it is slight filler of
Yeah,
time, like
yeah,
during the
time filler.
drinks reception, or like in the drinks reception. I think isn't such of a worry because it's early on in the day, but I do
Yeah,
think.
there's an atmosphere.
Yeah, and people are
Yeah,
excited, and often at my weddings, most of the drinks reception is being spent talking about how amazing Olivia Coleman is.
yeah.
But the time where I think there can be a bit of a lull and a dangerous drinking time is the time between the wedding breakfast and the party starting,
100%. Yeah,
because people are already a bit pissed from the dinner, and if
yeah,
there's nothing to like focus their attention on, they'll just keep
yeah.
drinking.
Speaking from experience, that's the time where I deteriorate the fastest, like very, very
As
often.
well,
No, for real, like
that's what we
that's
like to call the
yeah,
danger hours.
yeah. I think if
Um,
there was like an hour filler of just a few little activities you could do, or even I
What
don't know,
about? I
I
went to
wouldn't.
a wedding. Actually, my other cousin on my other side of the family, they had
Hmm.
karaoke.
That was one of my other points I forgot about. Yeah, there was karaoke at one of my cousins' weddings, other cousins as well. I don't really remember it because I was doing the between dinner and dancing pissed thing, but there was karaoke on the
Well,
stage, which Ali got involved in pretty heavily, I think.
did she?
Yeah.
I can't
We weren't
imagine her
together at
doing
this. We weren't together
karaoke.
at this point.
Oh
Um,
well.
Yeah.
That'll be it then. I think that's quite a good time to have something extra. And I think that you're right. If it involves the guests and it shows you've thought about them and it doesn't cost the world, then there's no harm in it.
No harm at all, I would say.
All right, you've swayed me.
Yeah. But I don't think it doesn't need to be like, why would you need a petting zoo or, an acrobat or stuff? If you've got lots of money, then crack on. But if you're trying to do it on a budget, I think guarding a game or something or something interactive.
The only thing, if I had an endless budget, I think the only thing that I would do as like loads of extras would be the music. I would have I would have a
acoustic for the drinks,
violinist, choir, gospel, pianist. Because I like saying pianist.
Yeah.
I would have like every different type of music, brass
and then like
band,
electric sax and for the clubbing portion of the
Yeah, I would have everything.
No, I think music, one of the things we really happy that we pushed the boat out a bit for was music during the drinks reception, just like acoustic stuff. I loved that. Oh, money well spent. Fuck's sake.
It was a great day though.
The same band, they just did like an acoustic set of sort of chilled out music for an hour while people were having drinks.
But you and I are music lovers, and I do think that live music to me is an essential. It's not an extra.
Yeah, agree. No, the band was an essential for us too.
Yeah, you did have a very good band. I do remember the band, and they were very good. Well done, you.
No, thank you.
So this is coming out next week, so I might have a child.
Yeah, big week ahead for you.
I've just got a text message from the school asking me to phone them because she's poorly. Oh, for heaven's sake!
Yeah, tricky business.
I've got a voicemail.
We doing this now?
Huh?
Are we doing this now? The listeners deserve better.
I just updated my phone.
Oh yeah.
And it's now come up with a voicemail where it transcribes it.
Yeah. That was
clever.
Oh my god. You need to go to Silver
all right,
Surfer.
so that's that. If you've got time to chat before Christmas, then I'll get you on just to say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Christmas special. Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be great.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm no longer a house husband now, so.
I know you're a working man. I need to go and have a wee.
Go. Yeah.
And then I need to go and pick up my sick child.
Well, if I don't speak to you before the birthing happens, then I hope it goes well. And send me pictures.
Slide right out.
Oh, good. That's the image as I go to my watercress soup that I can't wait.
Oh, who has watercress soup?
It's watercress and courgette. It's very healthy. Good people.
All right, maybe you can get there in your Rolls Royce. Okay, Drew, I'm over it. I've had enough. I'm tired.
Oh, God. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for listening. It really does mean the world. If you find this podcast even remotely helpful or moderately entertaining, share with all your friends and family. You can DM me any questions, queries, if you want to share any stories on the podcast Instagram at I'll Marry You Podcast. Get in touch. I want to hear all your tall tales. See you soon.
I'll Marry You is a podcast by Olivia Coleman. The music is Mr. Sunnyface by Wayne Jones, and the show is produced and edited by Drew Toynbee.